welcome back to my channel. Today's vlog is all about books. The first thing I'm gonna do is go to Barnes & Noble. I might go to McNally Jackson too. It just depends on how I feel, but I'm definitely going to Barnes & Noble. The three things that I really want to get Heartstopper. I feel like I've been hearing everyone talk about it, and I've wanted to get it since December when I think Steph Bora was reading it in her like Vlogmas videos, and she was raving about it, and now everyone else is raving about it too. I just want to read Heartstopper. It sounds so cute, and also I think a graphic novel would be perfect for me right now. I'm kind of in a reading slump, although I'm getting out of it, but I think a graphic novel would really help speed the process up. So I want to get Heartstopper for sure. I will probably get Reckless by Lauren Roberts if I see it. I think I'm gonna get it. And I kind of want to get 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. It's not June anymore, but I feel like I could read that at any point. Actually, I don't know, that's what I think. But I really want to read that book this summer, so those are the three things on my radar, and I don't know if I'm gonna get other things, but yeah, that's what I want. Hopefully I stick to it. But after that, I'm gonna come home and I am going to reorganize my entire bookshelf. I feel like reorganizing it is just me always trying to make more space to buy more books, so we'll see how that goes because it's getting pretty full. And after that, I'm just gonna come home and do a reading vlog. Probably indoors. I feel like every time I try to go read on my roof now, it is just way too hot. Yeah, today is just gonna be a nice bookish day indoors in the bookstore and at home. I'm only planning to get the first Heartstopper book, and I'm wondering if I'm gonna regret that. Like, am I gonna read it too fast and then want to go to the second one? I don't know. Future me will tell you, but that's probably what I'm gonna read in today's vlog. But I also kind of want to read Powerful, or this summer will be different. I don't know, we'll decide. But I'm actually in the mood to read right now, and I haven't been in like all of June and then a little bit of July, so let's have a fun bookish day. I feel like every time I'm going to go buy books, I always have to take this tote with me. It says Dogs of McNally Jackson. It's the cutest thing ever, but I don't think I'm going to McNally Jackson's. Self-control. I secured everything, I think. I actually don't even remember what I said I would need it, but I don't think I went too crazy. I got 5 books. That's not too bad. I did get more than I went for, but that's okay. So I got Heartstopper, obviously. I was really excited for this, and that's definitely what I'm gonna read today. Later, I feel like I need to take a nap and definitely eat something. I don't know, I was walking around today, I was just feeling a little bit miserable. I just really need to eat something and take a nap, and then I'll be good again. And then we're gonna do the shelves, and then we're gonna read. I also got Reckless, like I said I would. It's so much smaller than the first one. I kept trying to look up, every time someone held it, it did look smaller, and I kept trying to look up how many pages it is, and I'm pretty sure Goodreads says that it's like 517 pages, and it's not. It's like 370 something. Wait, trying not to see the ending. 377, which is smaller than the first one. The first one is over 500 pages, I think. Or is it 400? Anyway, it is tiny, like I thought it would be. And I'm kind of glad about that because some of the dialogue in the first one, it kind of felt a little bit unnecessary. So I'm excited to read this one too. And I got 7 Days in June by Tia Williams, like I said I wanted. When I was in Barnes & Noble, all I could think is books are expensive. Why are books so expensive? This is an expensive hobby and I wish someone would just volunteer to buy me books because this is expensive. I'm so excited to read this. It says, over the next 7 days, amidst a steamy Brooklyn summer. I'm having a Brooklyn summer. Not a steamy one, but I'm having a Brooklyn summer. So this is fitting. It's not June, but it's summer. I got Summer Romance by Annabelle Monaghan, or Monaghan? I'm not sure how it's pronounced. And I hated Nora Goes Off Script. I read it in a reading vlog and I hated it so much. I think I gave it 2 stars, but it was more like a 1 point something. I don't actually remember. It was either 2 or 1 or something of that sort. I just did not like it, but I wanted to give this author another chance, and I was thinking about doing Same Time Next Summer, but I feel like everyone raves about this one more. Like they say this is their favorite one, so I wanted to try it, and if I don't like this one, then I will never read another Annabelle Monaghan book. But if I do like it, then I know I could give this author another chance. I feel like every author has one book that I don't like at all. Like Emily Henry has People We Meet on Vacation, and Taylor Jenkins Reid has Malibu Rising, but those are still 2 amazing authors, so giving Annabelle another chance. And the last book I got is a very new release. I'm pretty sure it came out in like this month, literally like last week or something. I don't know, it's very, very, very recent, and it is the cutest cover ever. A lot of people say if you're a fan of like Ashley Poston, you should read this, and I love the 7 Year Slip, although I didn't really like the Dead Romantics, and this is called The Love of My Afterlife. So I don't know if I'm setting myself up here, but I'm still very intrigued by it. It's by Kirsty Greenwood, and that is literally the cutest cover ever. So yeah, that's my little haul of the books that I got. I think this is a promising pile, and I'm gonna try to get to them as soon as possible, especially with Heartstopper. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be reading Powerful in this vlog too, so I'm finally gonna reorganize my shelves, and the first thing I have to do is take everything off and clean all the shelves, and then I have to figure out where I want everything to go. I feel like when I originally did this, like this shelf right here was just my favorites. On the top shelf I have like fantasy, I have all my literary fiction here, and then romance, and then random, and now it's just all over the place. And this favorite shelf kind of doesn't make sense anymore because like I have Emily Henry here, but one of Emily Henry's books I actually don't like at all. And so, but it's up here so that all Emily Henry can be together, and it's just like, it clearly isn't a favorite shelf anymore. So I just need to figure out how exactly I'm going to organize it. Not sure. I will cross that bridge when I get there, but for now, I just need to take everything off and clean the shelves. It's always when the room looks like this is when I'm at full regret. But the shelves are completely empty. And now I'm gonna clean them and we will figure out what I'm doing about this. I had all of my fantasy on this top shelf and I kind of want to leave it like that. And the other thing I had on this shelf was my Magnolia Park series. I kind of want to just put that on regular shelves, and I want to put my TBR in just the highest stack ever on this top shelf so that I could see how large my TBR is and I can shame myself into reading those books. I think I'm gonna do that. If it's too ridiculously tall, then I'll figure it out. But honestly, doing that will help with space too. It would make a lot of room, so we'll see how it goes. Even though these two are technically TBR, I'm still gonna put them on the fantasy shelf just because I want to. And it'll kind of, I don't know, it just makes sense to me. In my head, it just makes sense. what I want anywhere anymore. I kind of still feel like I want this top shelf to be books that I'm like really in love with, but I can't separate authors. Or maybe I can. I don't know what I'm gonna do. The Magnolia series is so annoying. Having these big books all together, just, it's so ugly. This one, the last one especially, it's just so huge. I think I'm gonna separate Magnolia and Daisy. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna store these 3 huge ones together, and then the 2 Daisy ones together. I don't know why I associate these 3 books together. I think it was like the time of my life, the period of my life, but they need to stay together on the shelves. Kind of 3 sad books, but I love these. These are all 5 stars. Although I liked Conversation with Friends more than I liked Normal People. I feel like I always have to say it because everyone likes Normal People more, or they just read this one and they don't like it, so they don't bother going to read Conversations with Friends, but I recommend. I'm being lazy. I didn't want to like pull apart this stack, so. Honestly, the way that it was fine. Not even gonna lie, scents kind of went out of the window. I'm just going off vibes right now. Like whatever looks fine next to each other, that's all that matters. I think I'm gonna use this right here for more of an immediate TBR. And then there's also the fact that some of the books, as I said, the only like sensible thing that I was doing with my shelf was I'm leaving authors together. And some of the books on my TBR, I have books by the same authors on here already, so I'm gonna have to make space for it anyway. So as I said, I wanted to put like my more immediate TBR on the bottom shelf so it's easier to access. And I decided I was gonna go through my TBR to see what that would be, and I'm just gonna show you my entire TBR right now. It's not too long, but if any of your favorite books are in here, please convince me to read it. So Powerful by Lauren Roberts, the novella. Reckless by Lauren Roberts. A Curse for True Love by Stephanie Garber. Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. Magnolia Park's Into the Dark by Jessa Hastings. I don't need convincing for this one. I just don't want to feel pain, so I've been avoiding this one. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder and Good Girl Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. This is definitely like going on the immediate TBR pile. The only thing I'm worried about is that I'm gonna like it too much and I don't have the 3rd one, so that is a potential problem. This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune. The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Tekken Mate by Allie Hazelwood. Life's Too Short by Abby Jimenez. The 3 books that I just bought. The Love of My Afterlife by Kirsty Greenwood. Summer Romance by Annabelle Madigan. 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. Beautiful World, Where Are You by Sally Rooney. The oldest book on my TBR. Mad Honey by Jodi Picoult? And Jennifer Finney Bolin. Alone with You in the Ether by Olivia Blake. My Dark Romeo. So this pile right here, well, excluding this one, this pile right here, I don't know why these books give me more autumn, fall vibes, so I kind of think I'm gonna be waiting to read all of these, so these are definitely not going on the immediate TBR. This book, All the Women in My Brain by Betty Gilpin, this was for a book club that I didn't end up attending, and so I haven't read it yet, and I don't exactly know if I'm interested, but I'll keep it around. Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. Girl with a Pearl Earring. Perfume. NSFW. I actually started this, and at the time I thought it was a soft DNF, but the fact that it's literally a year later, like exactly a year later, and I haven't continued yet, that's concerning. A Movable Feast by Ernest Hemingway and Love and Mist by Susie Boyd. That's my entire physical TBR. If your favorite book is here, convince me to read it. 26 books, and I forgot Heartstopper that's over there. I don't feel like getting it right now, but Heartstopper that I showed you earlier in this vlog, that's also on my TBR, but I'm reading that today, and I might finish that today. So as for the books on my more immediate TBR, Definitely A Good Guide's Girl to Murder and Good Girl Bad Blood. I'm not saying that I'm getting to it this month, but definitely this summer. Powerful, I think I'm getting to this week. Honestly don't know if I'm gonna get to Reckless that soon. Here's the thing about me and Reckless. I thought that this series was like a duology, and then she released the third and final book, and I'm like, I don't want to wait. For Powerless, I only finished Powerless in April. I read it in April, and even though I didn't like love it that much, I gave it 3.75 stars. I still was so curious about the ending and what's gonna happen after that, and the ending did have me a little bit in shambles. I really liked the ending, and obviously it was enough to make me go out and buy the next one, and now I'm like, I don't want to have to wait a whole year if this ends in an insane way too. So maybe I'll read this a little bit later in the year. Also, fall is such a good time for fantasy books, so I don't know. I don't think this is on my immediate TBR. 7 Days in June, definitely. This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune is actually a book that I was thinking about reading in this reading vlog instead of Powerful, because I just realized like I can't really talk about this novella because one, it's a novella, there's not gonna be that much to say, but then also the character that it's about, something significant happens to her in the first book, and it's just like, I don't know, I can't talk about this without spoiling Powerless, and yeah, I just feel like there wouldn't be a lot to say about this one, so I don't think I'm gonna read this in this reading vlog. I think I'm gonna read this instead, but this is still on the immediate TBR. I'm putting Summer Romance on there. This is as good as it's gonna get for a tiny New York apartment, so I need to use my Kindle more. It just like randomly got really gloomy out of nowhere. It's just so gloomy now, so reading weather. Every time I've heard of this, I only hear of Nick and Charlie, and so who's Ben? How cute is that? I don't like Ben. I don't like his tone. This is how the bookmark looks that my sister got me. Well, she got it for herself, and I demanded one. Why is Ben so aggressive? Jeez. I don't know why every time there's cursing in a YA book of any sort, I'm always like flabbergasted. I must have forgotten what I was like in high school. I'm loving it. It's very entertaining. It's so fast-paced, obviously. If anyone has any more recommendations for graphic novels, because obviously I'm gonna finish this series, but if you have any other recommendations, I'm down to read them. What? I only have like this much left, and I'm sad. It's so cute and wholesome. It's just about these high school boys who, they're friends for now, and they're like slowly falling in love with each other. It's just very, very wholesome. This is the kind of thing that I should have read after reading like Redeeming Six and A Little Life. Why did it end like that? I know I should have bought the other one, or all of them. I should have at least bought 1 and 2. That's a cliffhanger. Now I need to know what happens. How do I rate a graphic novel? Do I rate it on how well the story was portrayed through pictures? Honestly, very good. I was never confused. I think I would rate this like a 4.5. It's really young, and I'm obviously not the target audience, but I still enjoyed this a lot, and it was just so wholesome and cute, and I can't wait to see what happens next because I don't like the way that ended. So anyway, yeah, I think 4.5 is what I'm gonna rate this. So it's the next day. Last night I didn't read anything at all because I just had such a bad headache, so I went to sleep. But today I'm going to start reading This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune. I really loved Every Summer After, but I didn't love Meet Me by the Lake. Meet Me by the Lake was the first book I ever read by Carly Fortune, and I just remember thinking, I really like something about this, but I also really hate something about it. I was so conflicted, like, reading that book, but I realized I really enjoyed the writing, but the story itself was quite boring, and the characters were unlikable, and there was just nothing else that was very good about the story, but the writing was good, and Every Summer After I actually really did enjoy, so I'm excited for this because I've actually heard a lot of people say this is her best book, and this is their favorite book by her, so I'm gonna try to go on the terrace, but the terrace has become unbearably hot. Like, I miss it so much because I used to just go up there and read a lot, and it was always nice to like have a change of scenery that isn't my bedroom, my four walls. But the last time I went up there, I literally had to leave. I was trying to stick it out so bad, but it was just so hot, and I would try to like avoid the sun, and it was just burning my skin. But the weather does say today it should be a little bit windier, so hopefully it's not too bad. I think I'm gonna go up there right now. If it is bad, I'm gonna come back and read in my four walls. But I know later at night and like during sunset, it does get really nice up there. So if anything, I will go back later if I leave. We'll see, but this is what I'm reading. I don't know how long I'm gonna last up here because I saw a bee and I feel like I'm in their territory, so if it comes back, I'm gonna leave. Oh my god. The main character in this book, her nickname is Bee, which is really funny since I was just talking about running from a bee. Came back down to get snacks, so I thought I would give an update. I'm only like 60 pages into it and I love it so far. It's basically about this girl who goes to Prince Edward Island in Canada, and it's just a really nice vacation spot, and she was supposed to be meeting up with her best friend there, but her best friend was late, and so she was just hanging around the island alone, and she meets this guy and they have a one-night stand. So if that's not your thing, this book starts with a one-night stand, but then she realizes the guy that she has the one-night stand with is her best friend's brother. After that, they obviously decide they can't tell her, they can't do it again, they have to avoid each other, all that stuff. But 5 years later, her best friend is like having some kind of breakdown, and she invites her back to Prince Edward Island. So it's kind of going back and forth to that summer where they first met, and also the current summer where her best friend is like not doing well. We don't know why she's not doing well, so I'm guessing like we're gonna go through the story and figure out what is the issue. And it's kind of focused more on that right now and not as much on the male main character. I'm okay with that because I really do love romance books that have different plots and focus on other things, and I'm guessing friendship is going to be a huge theme in this book. So I was supposed to read this when I was on vacation, but I didn't because I just kept getting distracted. I'm kind of glad that I waited to read it because I don't know, I'm just so much more focused on it now, so I am having a great time. As I said, I love Carly Fortune's writing. It's just, if the story is good or not, that's what it's going to be based on, because I already know I love this writing, so I'm just waiting to see how well I like the story, and this could definitely be a highly rated book for me. So I'm gonna go back on the roof and I'm gonna read some more, and I'll let you know when I have more updates. I'm exactly halfway through it now, and remember when I said that her best friend is like going through something that we don't know about? I thought it would be this like nice little mystery, or it would just be cute and mysterious, and it's not. It's kind of just annoying. She's just like, I don't want to talk about it, and it's just, I don't know, it's annoying me and it feels childish. Also, I can't really see the emotional connection between the main character and the brother. It's just physical connection, and they're barely in the same room. They're barely talking to each other. They're always around other people trying to like avoid each other. I don't know, I'm not feeling it. This took a drastic turn. But I'm gonna finish it though. It's an easy read. It's like Meet Me by the Lake. Good writing. The story itself is just eh. But if it changes, I'll let you know. Okay, so I finally finished This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune, and I feel like this was a roller coaster. I had really high hopes and it was going well, and then it kind of just, actually a roller coaster that only kind of went down. I feel like one of my issues with Carly Fortune is that her characters are always so in love, and they always like say it, but I can't see it, and I'm reading. Like if I'm reading a book and I'm the one seeing the inner monologue and all of that, I feel like I should feel that love, but I just don't. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like you're saying you're so in love, but I feel like you barely even spend time together. The two main characters barely spend time together, and it's just like, I don't know. Do you guys know that in Outer Banks, that scene where Madeline, I think her name on the show is Sarah Cameron, but Madeline goes, "You're not in love with me, Topper, you're just in love with the idea of me," or something like that. That's what Carly Fortune's books and characters feel like. Like, I don't know, it's just, they're saying they're so in love, but I just can't see it. I don't see the connection. I can't feel it. I definitely felt that way about Meet Me by the Lake, but then I kind of realized I also felt that way about Every Summer After, but the reason why it wasn't as strong is because they were childhood friends to lovers type of thing. And it's like, well, if you've known each other all your childhood, you've grown up together, then you kind of just trust that they know each other, you know? They have had the time to fall in love. But with them, I just don't get it. And then there's always this like thing where the two main characters don't talk for a year. Happened in the last book, happened in this one. I'm like, you're not talking for a year, you're barely together. What are you in love with? How are you in love? I don't get it. And then I also said earlier that I really liked the fact that Bridget, which is the sister slash best friend, she was really involved in the book, and I thought that there was gonna be, well, there were important points about friendship, and I was really excited to like have her a part of the plot and see just her in general and her story. But basically the issue that she had, that she just wouldn't talk about, it kind of defeated the purpose for me of like having her in the plot, because it was just like, I can't talk about it, I can't talk about it, I can't talk about it. So it's almost like, okay, she is a part of the plot, a huge part of the plot, but she can't talk about what's going on in her life, but then also the two main characters can't be together. So what are we doing? What were we doing for all of this? Basically nothing. So yeah, that was my issue with it. I still do like Carly Fortune's writing, which is I don't know, she just needs better plots. I have always said that I don't care that much that the characters in Every Summer After, they weren't completely morally correct in the things that they did. I've always said it's just a book. I'm fine with that. But the fact that this is her third book, and this doesn't have the trope that the other ones have, if you're worried about that, this doesn't have that. But still, what they were doing, like kind of hooking up behind the sister, the best friend's back, whatever, like something's just always off with Carly Fortune's characters. I would honestly just love to see Carly Fortune write a nice wholesome book where no one's doing anything that's like weird and off. Like that with her writing would really slay. Like, give us some variety. That's all I would want from her. I don't know, like next year when if she releases a book, I don't know if I would rush to go get it, because yeah, I just don't know. 3.25 stars for this one. Yeah. Just to recap, I read Heartstopper, and this was a 4.5 for me, and I can't wait to continue it. And as I just said, 3.25. So yeah, that's my little reading vlog part of the video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe for more, and I will see you soon. Bye!